First things first, I like to think of myself as a logical person. Every one of us could probably think that way. You probably think that way. So logically, when you're thinking about Donald Trump and the whole situation with the Epstein files, let's look at this from a logical perspective. If Donald Trump is innocent, now mind you, nothing has been proven. We don't have the files. We don't know what's in them. We don't know how many times Trump is mentioned. We don't know how many times he's in those files. We don't know if it's describing him as doing something nefarious for Donald Trump. That being said, I tend to look at how a person reacts to a situation as this. Sorry, a plane's flying overhead. Give it a few seconds. Now, let's think about this logically. You or even I, who are accused of something very destructive happening to children, for me especially, and I can only speak to myself, I would fight the allegations with every fiber of my being, because I know in my heart and my soul, I would never do that to kids, much less to adults. Sexually molest children or women. I wouldn't do that. I've had to actually fight against allegations like that made by Donald Trump supporters. All for one reason, not because it's true, but because I won't support Donald Trump. Now, that's me. I would fight the allegations with everything I've got. But when you look at Donald Trump and see what he is doing, he has told his FBI, especially its director, Kash Patel, an election denier. He has told his Attorney General, Pam Bundy, to comb through those records, to blot out any kind of mention when it comes to Donald Trump. That doesn't sound like the actions of an innocent man. That sounds like the actions of a guilty one. Now, these records could say that Donald Trump just visited the island. That Donald Trump probably didn't do anything. Didn't have sex with kids. He was there to have a few martinis or to have a hamburger. We don't know. But I am looking at what he is doing, what he is saying, and what he is telling other people to do. And honestly, if you look at it from that perspective, Donald Trump is guilty. Kind of a weird bug happening out here somewhere. Anyway, the fact is this. If you're a man who says he has nothing to worry about, I didn't do this, I broke up with the man a lot of years ago, I have nothing to do with him, I no longer hang out with the man, he's a scumbag. Why are you worried about these files being released to the general public? Why are you worried about the grand jury testimony being released, even when Republicans are screaming for you to release them? Why did you order the deputy AG? Crap, I got his name. He was his lawyer during the impeachment. forgot his name. Why did you order your deputy AG to interview Epstein's cohort, his accomplice, Janine Maxwell? Why did you order Janine Maxwell, a rapist, a pedophile, a woman convicted of a sentence that should last her possibly the rest of her life, or at the very least, until she's old and gray? Probably grayer than what you're seeing in my beard right now. Why would you take a person like that, convicted of heinous crimes, and move her to a minimum security prison in Texas, which is illegal? Why would you do that? Why are there rumors circulating that Donald Trump is planning to pardon this woman? It's because he's guilty. Even if, see, what bothers me about him and so much about Donald Trump supporters is you're not looking at the facts. And the facts are that Donald Trump may not have anything to do with this. He may have not done anything nefarious. And I will be the first one to apologize if it's true. However, you look at the man and what he is doing, what he is saying, and it only shows to you, should show to you as it does to me, that he is guilty of something. Something very, very bad. He is guilty of something that, oh God, I don't even want to think about. Who would do that to do things like that? Molesting children. See, I try to think of this situation, car past me. I try not to think of this situation as black and white, red or blue, conservative versus liberal. I don't want to look at it that way. But when you look at Donald Trump and his followers breaking their backs to try to protect him, you can't help but feel there's something going on with this guy. You can't help but feel that he's hiding something. You can't help but feel that he did something to kids. Release the files, Donald. Show us you had nothing to do with this. I will be the first one to apologize if it's proven that you did nothing nefarious to children. I will make a 10-minute video like I'm doing now and say I was wrong about Trump and say that I was wrong. He didn't do anything to kids. But the more and more you keep denying, and the more and more that you keep making moves that beg the question, that ask us all the question, did this guy really do something to kids? When you continually lie in front of the American people and say, I had nothing to do with this, and then on the one breath, and on the other breath, you have J.D. Vance, the Attorney General, the Director of the FBI, trying to have a not-so-secret meeting in the White House for the purposes of trying to cover this up. It makes us think, it should make anyone think to the logical of us that you did something. You did something to kids. You have a chance to stop this whole thing from getting out of control, Trump, but you have failed miserably and multiple times. Those files will probably be released. Maybe with your name redacted, that you or that have happened, or maybe someone is going to talk. People have already talked. At this point, Trump, the only thing you guys say now is goodbye. Those files are going to get released. Someone is going to talk. And the country and the world is going to see you for what you are. A rapist. A pedophile. And for the MAGA who watched this video, I'm going to continue to ask this question. I'm going to ask it again, and I'm going to close out. See, I have said over and over again that I don't care who's on that list. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, a world leader or a captain of an industry. Don't matter to me. You're on that list, and if it's proven you did something nefarious to kids, your ass is going to prison. If it were up to me, you wouldn't see daylight until you're laying down, toes up, on your way to the graveyard. But here's the question. I've said this before many times. I don't care if Obama's name's on that list, he's nefarious, did something to kids, lock him up. Biden is on that list, he did something nefarious with children, lock him up. Bush is on that list, did something nefarious with children, lock him up. Clinton, your favorite target, Bill Clinton is on that list. Did something with kids, and it's proven, lock him up. If Donald Trump is on that list, did something nefarious to children, lock him up. See, I'm willing to say that about all of them, whether I vote for them or support them or not. Will you say the same thing about Donald Trump? Yes or no? No evasions, no lies, no long-winded speeches about but this, but that, but he, but she. Yes or no? I've asked that question to I don't know how many people on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Some I've gotten yeses, but quite honestly, I don't believe them at all. Some giving me no. They don't care that kids got raped. As long as Donald Trump is president, I'm happy. So I'm asking you that question. You can comment. You can put your answer in the comments. I'm willing to bet that none of you MAGA have the courage to answer. Donald Trump is your God. And you're not supposed to go against your God. It's too bad you went against the God in response to Donald Trump. So, it's up to you. CTP, no truth, God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.